Hey, how you doing? Since my fourth book, Clifford's War: Redivivus, is about to come out, I decided to have like a little fireside chat and talk about the series and what's coming and going and everything so far. Um, with me, I have someone that's going to ask a few questions, and we will take it from there.
Where did you get the idea for the Clifford's War universe?
Well, the Clifford's War universe started when I drove past a church in Virginia, and it was old and kind of dilapidated, falling apart, and it was intriguing. So the next day, I went back and I took some pictures, and thought about it for a while, and that's kind of where it started. Is when I saw the pictures of the church, I was thinking, what if somebody was in there, trapped inside, trying to get out, trying to get my attention, and I just didn't hear him. And that's kind of like the first chapter of the first book is Clifford D is trapped inside of a church trying to get out.
Speaking of the first book, why did you title it The Bluegrass Battleground?
So I thought long and hard and was conflicted about the title at first. I didn't even know what I want to name the series, to be honest with you. But the fact that the main character, Clifford D, was fighting his own battle, fighting his own war, and the first book takes place in Kentucky, and I wanted bluegrass to be part of the title, seeing that Kentucky's the bluegrass state. So it just became Clifford's War: The Bluegrass Battleground as the title of the first book.
Now the second book is titled Without End. Is there any special meaning behind that?
Well, when I went right into the second book after the first book, and I wanted to allude and show that this is not going to be a one and done type of series. This is going to be a continuation. So I wanted to give the readers a sense that this is going to be a war without an end, and it was going to keep continuing. So that's where the title Without End came from.
Your third book is actually a prequel to your first one. It's titled Tie. Why is that?
Well, Tie, it is a prequel, and it goes back before the first book. If you've read the first book, you know that the people that trapped Clifford D inside the church were the Tie brothers, Darius and Marcus Tie. That book explores their background, how they were raised, and how they became the monsters they were in the first book. And I felt that they needed their own story, a special story for them to show the evolution of how people can go from innocent children to absolute monsters.
Okay, so your last book is Redivivus. What does that mean, and how does it tie into what this book is about?
So the fourth book of the series that's coming soon in February 6th, Clifford's War: Redivivus. I actually thought long and hard about this title. This book is obviously red themed, as you can see, but I was at first trying to avoid the red theme, but it takes place in Colorado. In Colorado, it means the color red, literally. So I rolled into the red themed. There is an underlying theme of rebirth or revival. So that's what Redivivus means. It means to be reborn, to revive. Not only does that satisfy the need of the revival or the rebirth, red is in the title, and so is the number 4, IV, Roman numeral 4. So being the fourth book and a pivotal book, which is traditional for the fourth book in the series, Clifford's War: Redivivus is going to take you on a journey. So pick this one up and give it a good read. You're going to absolutely love this one. Clifford's War: Redivivus. So Clifford's War: Redivivus, it takes place right after Clifford's War Without End. He gets called away by someone from his past, calls and asks for help, and he travels out to Colorado by himself. His team is kind of separated. Sarah went off back down to Kentucky for some R&R. She needed a much needed break after the trial she went through in Without End. Bailey's doing his own thing, holding down the fort in Virginia, and he's working with Daniel, and Daniel's working on his very first case. his solo case. So Clifford D is by himself in Colorado trying to find a missing child for an old acquaintance. But what he finds is something a whole lot more. It's twisty, it's turny. This book will drive you up the wall and right back down again. It is it brings back ghosts from his past. It delves into Clifford D's past when he was a POW in Afghanistan. There's a lot in this book that's really going to thrill you. So pick this up, and I guarantee you'll love this one. Clifford's War, Redivivus.